Deshaun Watson restructured his contract again. Before restructuring his contract, the Browns were about $22 million over the cap. I don't know what they are right now with whatever they did today. Watson still has 2 years remaining on the 5 year, fully guaranteed $230 million contract. He's Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Odd Coaches Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Keith Adams, and on today's Top Shelf Tuesday edition, segment one, is there a player release that has caught our attention because it rarely ends well? Segment two, a lot of players got the bag, so let's celebrate them. And in segment three, what is the impact of NIL on the NFL? We'll talk about that. So let's jump into it. With us today, Captain for Life, Will Cotton. Will, is there a player, release, or situation this past week that caught your attention?
I would probably say if they had to be released, I guess the whole thing with Garrett. I think everything was there. I know what they're doing is, I know we're talking about getting the bag, so we can do that for that. But I'm just interesting, they can't do anything. I'm surprised they should be selling. I mean, if anything, they should be selling on I forgot the receiver that had a really good season for him that came big. I forgot his name, but he went to Alabama. Jerry Judy. Yeah, he came by and had a really good season. They should sell him right now. I mean, he could sell high definitely for some picks. I guess they're just kind of holding on, man, and that's why they're perennially suck, because they're not willing to make the moves to get better. And I'm pretty interesting about the Chiefs. I'm surprised they're not selling that more as well. Basically, they have no cap space. I think they can afford maybe enough for a box of donuts. That's about it. And they lose a really valuable leader in the locker room as well as a player. I mean, if he was all pro just 2 years ago, the drop off ain't that far. And we'll see what happens, man. It'll be the first time that KC really doesn't come in with that momentum, with the we figure it out and do everything. We'll see. And everyone's getting older. Kelsey getting older. I'm sure they could have wished if he had retired so they can get some of that money back. But we'll see. Those are the two that kind of interesting were this offseason kind of, who got cut and who should have been cut, I should say.
All right. I'm going to piggyback with you on the Browns. Deshaun Watson restructured his contract again. Before restructuring his contract, the Browns were about $22 million over the cap. I don't know what they are right now with whatever they did today. Watson still has 2 years remaining on the 5 year, fully guaranteed $230 million contract he signed in March of 2022. And he is still owed $46 million in each of the next 2 seasons.
Man.
Now, he is rehabbing at the Browns facility after re-tearing his Achilles tendon. But wow, man, at least he restructured. But the Browns have the second overall pick, and there's speculation that they'll pick a quarterback. But that was one that got me. And also, the Washington Commanders released two-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Jonathan Allen, and this guy's 8 years in the organization, and he's local. I mean, he went to school in like Woodbridge or something in Virginia. Any thoughts on that, man? Did you have to get rid of him?
It's a cap casualty kind of thing. The thing is, I think it changes because it's how he was released. They allowed him to go out and look for a trade, and they couldn't find a trade for him. They went out and they said, okay, well, I guess we'll just, we'll have you go we'll release you, which will allow him go out and he can make a new contract. So that's how businesses ran. That is great for him because as he goes out, he will never go out and say, man, the Commanders really did me dirty. And when I went out the door and they kicked me on the butt, it's just unfortunate. So, at the end of the day,
not for long. You got 8 years out of it.
Yeah, good luck. And yeah.
So 2 stars got the boot, so to speak. Joey Bosa and the Bills cat. What is his name? Jiminy Crickets.
Von Miller.
Von Miller. Is it time to go, or is it the Belichick let him go 1 year early and not 1 year late? What do you think about those?
They have to, man. They have to start shedding money, man, because Josh Allen's getting very expensive by the day. And if all these randoms keep getting these big bags, he's going to definitely get a crazy, crazy one when it comes up. So they're just preparing ahead of time to get that bag ready for him.
And speaking of that, breaking news we'll tell you in segment 2 about Josh Allen, because segment 2 is when we're going to talk about getting the bag. So let's sort this out over our commercial break, and we'll be right back on the Odd Coaches Podcast. Hi, everyone. Dr. Keith Adams here. And for over 30 years, I've dedicated my life to helping student athletes succeed, not just on the fields and the courts, but in the classroom and beyond. And that's why I founded the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project understands that finding the balance between academics and athletics is crucial for long-term success. That's why the CKA Save Project offers a range of programs, including personalized consulting, mentorship, and coming in 2027, our innovative Gap Year Basketball Academy, designed to assist both young men and women reach their full potential both on and off the court. I'm incredibly excited to announce that the CK Save Project is now partnering with the Cascade Sports Network. This partnership will allow us the opportunity to amplify our message and reach even more student athletes through the Odd Coaches Podcast and other exciting initiatives. Join the CKA Save Project and the Cascade Sports Network as we empower the next generation of student athletes. Visit CKA on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org to learn more. Let's work together to find the balance and help unlock your potential. Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast as we break news live on the air for this magazine-style show. In segment 2, look who got the bag. So, Will, is there a player, signing or move or acquisition that caught your eye? Have at it, sir.
Well, it's funny. We were just talking about Josh Allen. And guess who got the bag right on the show? Josh Allen, man. Well-deserved. Very happy for him. I know he wished he had a Super Bowl ring to get on that, but it's a good thing for him. They can move on. They have who their quarterback's going to be, and it's a quarterback's league, coach. That's great for him. And another for Max Crosby, of all the guys who got the bag, man. That guy, he's a Vegas guy. He just seems like a guy who that's where he has to be. Just like Myles Garrett is a Cleveland guy. They like where they want to be, and he does a lot for the community. So it's good that they got the bag, man. And at the end of the day, the Raiders will never get any better for doing stuff like this because they'll middle for the rest of their lives, just like this, just enough. But I mean, every now and again you make a playoff and you're good. So, but good for them, man.
So Josh Allen agreed to a 6-year, $330 million contract that includes a $250 million signing bonus. What does that do to the depth around the Buffalo Bills, man? I guess Von Miller leaving opened up some money. Also, Myles Garrett, was that $40 million that he's getting?
Yeah, he got $40 million a year. And he got, I think, 120, something like that, 130 guaranteed up front. So
wow, that is again, whatever they want to pay you is what you're worth.
He's locked up until he's about until 40. So I don't know if he's gonna make it.
NFL contracts are kind of worth the paper they're written on. So I gotta ask you, this came across, and it's not major news. But it's major news to me. The Las Vegas Raiders traded for Geno Smith. So he's reunited with Pete Carroll, the coach who believed in him. But do you still take a quarterback with their pick? What do you think, Will?
Yes. Yes. I still think I mean, the
Gino's
thing is,
34.
yeah, but at the end of the day, you'd be 34, you'd be 36 really quick. And he's already had an injury a couple times. And he's a fragile kind of guy. He's not a big quarterback like Josh Allen. And again, if poor play and if you're throwing and if you're throwing the ball in Vegas, that could happen. He could get benched. I think they should do it right now. Which is a good situation for a quarterback because one, we can bring in a young quarterback and there's no pressure to start up front. Whether you want to go with Shador or even if you want to go down the line and maybe go with Jackson Dart if he can make it that way. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think everything will work out for him, man. We'll see. Not no, it won't. Actually, no, it won't. We'll see what happens.
Now, I do want to ask also, Dak restructured his contract and created $36.6 million in cap space. They converted his base salary to a signing bonus, reducing his cap figure from 89 million to 53 million. That's still too much for Dak Prescott, but that's another story. Um, what do you think about the Cowboys kind of opening up money? Does that mean they're actually going to make some signings of their own free agents, or what do you think?
Well, I mean, it's a conversation because they have to pay Micah Parsons, but they also have a lot of other needs. So, in my opinion, the best thing they can do is just pay Micah Parsons as soon as they can because it ain't going to get cheaper. Right now, I mean, if Garrett's getting that and Crosby's getting that, he wants something around there, obviously. So then it gets very, very expensive. So, I hope, man, that they can figure it out, but it's not looking very good.
All right, last one for me. Dolphins. Bradley Chubb has agreed to a restructured contract just before the start of free agency. Chubb's 28, and he was on a $19 million base salary, and that was a $28 million cap hit. He didn't play in 2024 after tearing his ACL, meniscus, and patella tendons. That's Sting's injury from 1990, by the way.
Hmm.
If he's healthy, they could actually have a pass rush. Did the Dolphins make a good move with this?
Uh, nah. I think everything that the Dolphins are doing that are trying to mirror the Eagles is not gonna work with them. They look because if I look at the structure of what they're doing, they look like mirror situations. You sign a quarterback, I'm gonna sign a quarterback. I sign both my receivers, I'm gonna sign both of my receivers. They just re-signed a
Zach
linebacker.
Braun. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they just
signed
yeah
Zach Braun,
yeah.
3 years, 51 million.
Yep. So they're doing the same thing, and I gotta believe if that's the trajectory that you're getting, it's not going to work for them. It's not going to work. Just how that's just how it is. They're trying to mimic a situation that they don't have, and the model doesn't work for them. But congratulations on getting the bag.
Get the bag.
Trying to getting security. Obviously, not worrying about where you're moving your family is going to go. But that's where you can get it. We'll see what happens. But it rarely hasn't worked for them doing those same things that the Eagles did.
All right. So with that, in segment 3, NIL coming to the NFL. Should guys stay? Should guys go? NFL is not for long. We'll talk about it when we get right back on the Odd Coaches Podcast. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Keith Adams, and for years, I've witnessed the struggle student athletes face on how to truly balance the demands of academics and athletics. It's a question that I have dedicated my life to answering. That's why I wrote Finding the Balance, my personal journey to academic and athletic success. It's more than just a book. It is my personal journey, and it is filled with hard-earned lessons from decades as a coach, educator, and now president of the CKA Save Project. Inside, you will find practical advice, real-life stories, and a clear roadmap to help student athletes, coaches, and parents navigate the complex world of balancing sports and education. And now I am thrilled to bring this message to a wider audience as a proud member of the Cascade Sports Network. We're partnering to amplify these crucial conversations about student athlete success. I believe every student athlete deserves the opportunity to reach their full potential, both on and off the court and the field. You can purchase your copy directly from our website at www.ckasafeproject.org. Join me and the Cascade Sports Network as we work together to help every student athlete succeed. Welcome back to the Yacht Coaches Podcast. And in segment 3, got to talk about it. NIL and the NFL draft. So hear me out, fans. As the NFL hangs out at Indy for the draft scouting combine, NIL's impact was evident. More players than ever are staying in college longer to collect NIL checks and evaluate transfer portal options. A year ago, 58 underclassmen entered the draft, which was the fewest since 2011. This year saw a slight uptick with 70 underclassmen, but between 2016 and 2022, an average of 115 players left their institution early for the draft. 4 years ago, in the pre-NIL world, 130 underclassmen entered. But there's a lot of money out there, Will. So now, what I want to ask you, team captain, are you jumping in, or let me get another year with this good NIL money? What do you think?
Man, I mean, I would stay it. I would give it the extra year, man. I mean, I would take the money. I would take the money up front. Make it while you can, But the good thing is there's no rush anymore. Guys who are on the, kind of the I'm a first round this, kind of a second round kind of guy, but maybe I can get another year, then I'm a first rounder. And that it doesn't hurt me because I'm also getting paid. So I think it's good, man. And you know what else we're also getting? We're getting a lot more older teams that are winning in the NCAA. And I
Yes,
and the
very old.
teams, oh yeah. I mean, they're getting to the age now where they're the age of young rookie teams in the NBA. These guys who are 21, 20 who are going to the NBA, and you have guys in college who are 24, 25, 26. I think and obviously as you get older, you have a better body, you have a better understanding of the game. This is kind of one of the reasons why college basketball is becoming a lot better than the NBA, because these guys are doing reps and reps and they're going great coaches and systems and things that they don't do in the NBA, which is just pick and roll or dive, sand or elevator. So it's working for NCAA, man. It's working for them. And it should work for the NBA if they could believe and say, okay, well, now let's not take a 19-year-old, let's take a 22-year-old and let's do what we were doing in the 90s where things got better and better and better. Let's do that. But they're going even younger. I just hope as guys will stay in and be like, all right, well, stay in college, or they'd be like, I'm going to go train, or I'm going to, take a year off and go to. They get money in college, so why? So it's great. I think the partnership works. The evolution works. Not getting those kids out overexposed and get hurting their bodies and stuff like that. So I like it, man. I really enjoy it.
So one of the things that came up this week, Will, was the fact that at the scouting combine, if you're an FCS candidate and you didn't transfer, they kind of dinged you on maybe you don't like competition. What about
Yeah.
the flip side of that? I'm the best at Jacksonville State with Coach Rich Rod, and now either I'll stay or they kind of are encouraging you to go to the portal. It sounds like. What do you think? I'm the top of an FCS conference, or I'm a lower bowl tier conference. I'm great in the MAC. Should I transfer to a big school, or should I stay and maybe make my insert school halls of fame? What do you think, Will?
Oh man, I mean, it doesn't. It's funny. It's funny. Do the best situation for your career. Again, we're thinking about this because it's a career. If you were a doctor and you were at a school and you're like, oh man, I really like this, I'm enjoying this, and maybe you're learning, I don't know, cardiology, and all of a sudden you're like, huh, you know what? I really want to do neuroscience, and you're like, okay, cool. You can go to whatever school you want to benefit yourself because when you become a professional, now this is what you're going to be. So yeah, kids, if you're going to be a professional athlete, you put yourself in the best position to go to your profession. If you're playing in the MAC and you're doing things that are great, great, all right, cool. But if you have an opportunity to play D1 because your dream is to play in the NBA and the D1 option will definitely put you in the eyes of people, I think you should do that in the name of that's what you should do from college to pro, regardless of it's basketball, whether it's doctor, whether it's IT, whether it's anything. You know what I'm saying? So, uh,
But then at the combine, you see these D3 guys going against Georgia guys and doing well. And the recruiting advice I have always given, and I still give the same advice, whatever level you think you should be at, if you go one level lower, you're happy. And if you're happy, you're going to play well. And wait a second, your teammate is still happy because he made a decision to say, you know what? I'm good. And a whole bunch of people at his school, I'm good too. So I don't know, man. Any response to that before Coach Adams starts yelling about the offseason?
oh yeah, I agree. I think in the name of happiness, I guess sometimes guys want to be a big shark in a little pond.
Scottie
That's
Pippen
cool. I
made
mean,
the NBA, played Central Arkansas.
yeah, it's cool. Less
No.
pressure. You're having fun. The spotlight is not as big. Maybe kids don't like that. Maybe you would like to be the underdog. It's easy when you're the team. Everyone's like, "Hey, you ain't gonna win. You're not gonna beat Duke. You're not gonna beat North Carolina." And some guys are like, "Oh yeah, I need that fire. I need that fire." And then they go to the pros, and it's like, "Well, wait a minute. Everybody pretty much good. I can't get up. I can't." So
I don't know. No, there's no right or wrong way. There's a preferred way. So, Will, I hate the offseason. Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy will not be charged. Thank you. Following his arrest on Friday night for an alleged assault in Texas. Wrong place to catch an assault charge, by the way. He was booked into jail for assault of a family or a house member. Come to find out that either his ex girlfriend, fiance, or something
mm,
refused to leave the house, and it seemed to be a family issue. And it's the annual reminder of Tony Dungy's 5 rules. So get your pencils out, get your pens out, go get some paper, give you 30 seconds. Teacher, 30 seconds. Okay, that's 30 seconds. All right, number one, don't be out
oh,
after
number one,
midnight.
yeah,
Don't be
don't be
out
out at
after midnight.
midnight. Two,
Two,
driving more than 15 miles per hour over the speed limit.
yes.
And it's hard when they got those nice cars, man. I know. I don't know if a Lamborghini does that.
Send that to
Using
Georgia, by the way.
right.
Three,
Using drugs or guns. It rarely ends well, as we saw, whether even you're around it or even if it's somebody else's. So get to stay away from it. Number four, drinking alcohol. Cut it out. Cut it out. Not going to benefit you and definitely cause more issues than you think. And then five, dating women you know too well or not well enough.
oh man. So again, my players hear these things often, and now as they're the age I was when I was coaching, there's some sense to these old people talking to you. So I hate the off season. I hate that you're just out there. You're just willy nilly, and there's no structure. And I'm always worried because you got nothing to hold over them. Will, why do y'all do these things in the off season to drive us crazy?
Free time. And that the idle time is the devil's playground, is the truth. It's truth. And I've learned as a father, you got to keep these kids busy and busy and busy, man. And that was one of the things. And to be honest with you, that was one of the things that kind of get me out of trouble. Because when I was like a freshman,
because you played football and basketball.
I didn't play football until my junior year. So there was a lot of idling time in the fall, before basketball started. So it was just like, oh, I'm doing now. Oh, I guess I'm going over here. Guess I'm going over there. Once I started playing football and basketball and track, I saw my grades improve. I was focused on things and the distractions were kind of away. I still had friends and stuff outside of the sport, but I wasn't hanging around. I would say if I was at the school, I was doing something I should be, either training or meeting with a teacher or something like that. So. Yeah.
I don't care. Join the band. Be a tech for the play. All the fun happens backstage anyway. But please do something. And in the off season, get a camp. Learn how to knit. I don't care. Do something.
Play golf.
But can't go wrong with that. Somebody's got my clubs, but I'll leave that alone. So, on behalf of my captain for life, Will Cotton, and yes, Fowler has my club. I'm Dr. Keith Adams. Say thank you for listening and watching the Odd Coaches podcast. We'll see you on the sidelines. Until next time, take care.
The Odd Coaches podcast is sponsored by the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project is an industry leader in providing student-athlete academic and athletic support. From assessing student-athletes' academic and athletic skills, to measuring and monitoring student-athlete academic progress, to improving student-athlete time management and organizational skills, the CKA Save Project provides wraparound services for student-athletes from middle school through college. For more information, visit us on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org or schedule a free consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by emailing cka@ckasaveproject.org. We hope you enjoyed today's show. The Odd Coaches podcast drops new episodes every Tuesday through Friday on most weeks. Make sure you subscribe to the Odd Coaches podcast on Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow the Odd Coaches podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Odd Coaches. Follow Dr. Adams on Twitter and Instagram at CKA Save Project. In addition, follow Coach Mike Francis on Twitter and Instagram at Coach Franchise, spelled Coach FRANCHIZE. For more information about the CKA Save Project, please visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. See you next time on the Odd Coaches Podcast.